And as you begin to listen, or perhaps as you're already listening without realizing, you may notice how your subconscious mind is wide awake, while your conscious mind is already drifting far away, or maybe it hasn't even noticed yet. Your conscious mind might wonder, am I listening or am I not listening? And that wondering, that question, it's okay to let it float, because your subconscious mind knows the answer. Even if your conscious mind does not, you can begin to sense, or perhaps you already sense, how your subconscious mind is absorbing everything, while your conscious mind simply rests. And when the subconscious listens so deeply, the conscious mind just fades, softer and softer, like a faint echo, far in the distance. And isn't it interesting how you can be aware of everything and yet not aware of anything at all? You hear the sound of my voice, or do you hear the silence between the words, the pauses, the spaces in between? And as you hear these words, or don't hear them, your subconscious can remember, or perhaps forget, just as easily. You don't need to remember everything, and forgetting can be as effortless as remembering, because your subconscious mind knows what to do. Now, as your subconscious listens, and your conscious mind lets go, you might begin to notice your body feeling heavier, or lighter, or both at once. A strange sensation, isn't it? Heavy, and yet so light, sinking, and yet floating, as if your body is caught between the earth and the air, not needing to choose. And as you notice that, or don't notice, you can feel your eyelids growing heavier, and yet softer, softer, and heavier still, as though they can't help but relax, sinking gently closed, or perhaps already closed, without you realizing. And with every breath you take, in and out, your body grows more relaxed, more peaceful, more distant, yet somehow more present. Isn't it fascinating how relaxation can spread without you even trying, from the top of your head down to your toes, so effortlessly? Your subconscious mind is listening so deeply now, hearing every word, every sound, even the silence, while your conscious mind fades further away, deeper asleep, and not minding at all. And as you sink deeper into this calm, you may wonder, or not wonder, how deeply you can go, or if you're already there. And the deeper you go, the more your subconscious can trust itself to let go of what's not needed and hold on to what's important. Because isn't it true, your subconscious mind has so much potential, so much power to know what you need, to guide you, even when your conscious mind does not. And as you sink, you may notice dreamlike images beginning to form, colors, shapes, flickering gently in your mind's eye. Let them come and go, naturally, without effort, as you sink even deeper. Each image, or moment of stillness, takes you further into a calm, peaceful state, a place where you can trust your subconscious to guide you. And isn't it fascinating how the more you relax, the more those images form and fade, drifting like gentle waves, each wave of calm carrying you deeper, deeper still, to a place of peace. Because now you can trust, deeply trust, your subconscious mind to know exactly what you need without needing to try. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to plan it. Just let go and allow your subconscious to do the work. And as you continue to drift, or float, or simply be, it's comforting, isn't it? To know you don't need to try, don't need to do anything at all. Just let go and let your subconscious guide you. And with every word, every pause, every breath, you're already doing it. Drifting, sinking, deeper and deeper. Now, let me tell you a story about a man who lived in a small village, a man who was known for his care, his attention to detail, and his deep desire to make things right. Now, in this village, there were many who were quick to offer their opinions, but not always in a kind or helpful way. And, despite his best efforts, no matter how hard he tried, the man would often find that his work, no matter how meticulous, seemed to be met with criticism or disappointment. One day, feeling quite overwhelmed by all of this, the man decided to take a walk into the forest, where the trees stood tall and silent, watching over the land. And it was there, in the quiet of the woods, that he met an old woman who seemed to have been waiting for him. She had eyes full of wisdom, as if she had seen the world unfold many times over. The man, feeling lost and burdened, approached her and said, "I do everything I can to please others. I try so hard, but it feels like no matter what I do, it's never enough. Why is it like this?" The old woman smiled gently and said, "Do you see that tree over there?" She pointed to a large, ancient oak, its roots deeply entrenched in the earth. That tree, it has stood in this forest for hundreds of years. It didn't ask permission to grow. It didn't worry about the winds that tried to shake it, or the birds that might come and rest on its branches. It simply grew, in its own way, in its own time. And because it did, it stands stronger than any tree that has come before it. The man listened carefully, but he still felt unsure. But what if others don't like it? What if they want me to be different, to be more like the other trees? The old woman paused, her voice soft but sure. The tree doesn't worry about the opinions of the other trees. It simply stands. And in doing so, it helps the forest grow, just by being itself. When you stop worrying about what others think and allow yourself to grow as you are meant to, you will find that the world around you changes. The man stood there for what seemed like an eternity, looking at the tree, and for the first time, something inside him began to shift. He began to feel a deep knowing that perhaps, just perhaps, the key was not in constantly striving to please others, but in standing tall, in his own way, trusting that, just like the tree, his own strength would grow when he allowed himself to be true to who he was. And from that moment on, whenever the man felt the weight of others' expectations, he would remember the tree and how it stood without apology, quietly and strongly. And as he grew into himself, he found that his life began to feel more peaceful, more connected, more right. And you can imagine, just like that tree, how you too can stand in your own way, strong, grounded, true to yourself. Now, as you sit back and allow yourself to relax, there may be moments when you feel the need to be understood, to feel that your efforts are noticed. And it's natural to want to be recognized for the care and attention you give to everything you do. And sometimes, even when you try so hard and carefully and meticulously, you find yourself thinking, why is it still not enough? You might wonder why others still find fault, even when you give your best. It's almost as if, despite your efforts, there's a part of you that feels frustrated, like something is just out of reach, something elusive, something that you should already have. It's like you've been so focused on trying to make sure everything is perfect, yet you still feel that others are disappointed. And it's not just about the things you do, but how you feel about yourself in those moments. And in those moments, you may feel a heavy weight, a feeling that it's not okay to think of yourself, to speak up for yourself. But what if it's okay to be seen, and okay to be heard, and even okay to stand strong for your own needs? What if, despite what you've learned or believed, standing firm for yourself can be just as noble as caring for others? It's almost as though, when you allow yourself to feel that strength, when you let that part of you speak, something begins to shift inside, in a way that doesn't feel selfish at all, but deeply connected to who you really are. In fact, the more you can stand for yourself, the more the people around you will begin to see the strength you already carry within you. They'll begin to recognize the power that comes from you being at peace with yourself. And what if, the more you give yourself permission to stand strong, to allow your voice to be heard, the more you find that those old feelings of guilt slowly lose their grip on you. They fade away because, deep down, you already know you deserve to be heard, and you deserve to speak up for what is yours. So, when you feel that fear, that concern that you might be too much, remember that it's okay to take a step back and trust that your voice matters, because it does. And the more you let that truth in, the more you begin to feel that strength rise within you. Just like the roots of a tree, deep and steady, and you can allow yourself to take the next step, feeling more and more in control of your own needs, confident in your own right to take up space. It is not selfish. It is simply your natural right. And the more you embrace it, the more comfortable you will become with who you truly are. Let it sink in. Feel the weight of that truth. And remember that you can take your time to become the person you're already meant to be, just by allowing yourself to be present and to honor what is yours. And as these positive changes continue to settle deeply within you, allow yourself to recognize the transformation that is already taking place. With each breath, you can feel the strength of your true self becoming more solid, more confident. You're beginning to realize that just like the tree in the forest, you don't need to ask permission to stand tall. You don't need to worry about the opinions of others. The more you trust yourself, the more you'll see how easily you can navigate challenges and move through life with clarity and ease. And as these changes integrate into your mind and body, know that they will ripple outward into the days, weeks, and months ahead. Every step you take is becoming more grounded in your sense of self. You'll find that each moment, each interaction, becomes an opportunity to assert your needs, to honor yourself, to stand strong. In the coming days, you might begin to notice small signs, perhaps in the way others respond to you, with more respect and understanding, or in the way you start to feel more comfortable saying no when you need to, without guilt or hesitation. Perhaps you'll start to notice a shift in your dreams, where you feel more confident, more powerful, more grounded in who you truly are. In the weeks ahead, you'll find it easier to recognize when you are giving too much, and naturally, you'll step back, knowing that you have a right to protect your energy. You'll feel more centered, more clear-headed, as if a weight has been lifted off your shoulders. It will become more natural to honor your own needs, just as you would for a close friend or loved one. And in the months ahead, you'll notice that the effort you've been putting into cultivating this stronger sense of self is now beginning to bear fruit. You'll feel an increased sense of peace and balance, a deep knowing that you are exactly where you need to be and that you are enough, just as you are. The more you reinforce these beliefs, the more naturally they will become a part of your everyday experience. You will continue to grow into your true self, rooted deeply in your own strength. And as you do, the world around you will reflect that newfound confidence. And so, whenever you find yourself in moments of uncertainty, remember these words: I am strong, I am enough, I am worthy of standing tall. Let these words settle deeply within you, reinforcing the changes that are already unfolding, knowing they will continue to guide you forward. As this positive energy settles into every part of you, take a moment to acknowledge the merit and positive energy that has been cultivated here today. This energy, the intention you've set, now flows outward, beyond you, touching the world. Just like the waves that ripple outward from a stone thrown into a calm lake, feel this energy spreading far and wide. Take a deep breath in, and with each exhale, imagine this positive energy radiating outward, like ripples in a vast ocean. It flows to those who are suffering, bringing relief, to those in pain, offering healing, to those grieving, providing comfort, to those lost in confusion, giving clarity, and to all beings, bringing peace and hope. Feel the strength of this positive energy, knowing that it can continue to grow and expand, carrying this gift of healing, peace, and wisdom into every corner of the world. And as it expands, know that it can inspire you to continue acting with kindness, understanding, and love. You are a part of this, and every positive choice you make, every loving action you take, ripples out in ways you may not always see, but will always feel. You are part of something much greater than yourself, and you are helping to bring about the healing and peace that is needed in this world. Now, take one more deep breath, and as you exhale, feel this energy expanding infinitely, touching everything and everyone, sharing the benefits of this practice with the world. And now, returning to the present moment, bringing with you this deep sense of confidence, peace, and strength, knowing that these positive changes are with you now, and they will continue to unfold in the days ahead. And as you return, you can feel yourself refreshed, grounded, and filled with a renewed sense of power. Your true self is now firmly in place, and you are ready to move forward with ease, confidence, and strength.